Hello everyone. I know I usually don't do a video of actually me, but I figured I haven't seen y'all in a while, so wanted to say hi. Um, I'll also be setting up appointments on Tuesday for each class to have a video conference as a class so you can see everybody, talk to people that were in your class, ask questions that you might have about the grading procedure. I'm going to go over some of that now. I want to make sure that you all understand what's happening here with the grades. And I'm going to give you two rundowns, whether we come back in May or if we happen to be out the rest of the year. So make sure you look at Google Classroom to see when your assigned time is, so that way we can get you all hooked up. So that'll be real easy. You just go in with Google Meets. You might need to download that app on your phone, or I think it's just a link that you press. We'll figure that out on Tuesday. So that's the day we're having a question answer session. If you don't understand something we're talking about now. So the state finally came down with information about our grading policy and how we're going to handle grades during this e-learning time. So all of your grades are now caught up to where they were on March 13th, our last day of school. So I had to put in some grades. Some of you have zeros on some things because you didn't turn them in on that Friday. If you have those documents still and you want to upload those, send them to me as an email. I'll be glad to grade them and give you credit for those. All right. So as of March 13th, your grade is actually the lowest it could possibly be for the semester. Okay. Now, this is if we don't come back at all. Okay. So if we're out for the rest of the year, that grade on March 13th, that is the lowest grade. So if you want to look on SIS, see what grade you have, or you can just call me or send me an email, I'll let you know. But that is your lowest grade. Now, if you had an F on March 13th, so right now, if your SIS grade says F, then what you're going to get is an incomplete. It's not an F that goes down, it's an incomplete, which means you still have to do all of that work that we're doing right now during e-learning in order to raise that grade. Okay? So eventually you're going to have to do the work. They give you until December to make up that work. If it's not made up by December, though, in a way that's passing, then that will turn into an F. So when you hear people say, oh, the do no harm grading policy is that you cannot fail, it's not exactly true. You can fail. If you are failing on March 13th and you choose not to do anything during this e-learning time, and then you get an incomplete, and then you continue to not do any of that work, yes, that will turn into an F. So it's very, very important if you're a senior, because if you're needing that credit in the class in order to graduate and get your diploma, then you will need to get on it now, because it's been 3 weeks and some of you haven't done anything yet. So you know who you are. You need to get to work. Okay, so the other scenario is, let me back up. So if you don't like the grade you have right now, this is a perfect time to make it better, because everything you do is raising your grade. Everything. There's a chance that some of you could go from a D all the way to a B in this time. That's a huge opportunity that you have. So please don't blow this off and say, oh, well, we're not doing anything. It's just online learning, or, it's your chance to really make a difference in your grade. All right, next scenario is we come back in May, because right now we're only out until the end of April. So let's say we come back in May. All right, so if you had an F going into March 13th and you did nothing over this time, over these 6 weeks, and you come back in May, you have basically about 3 weeks to raise your grade to passing, which is not going to be easy, especially if you haven't done any of this work anyway. It's going to take a ton of time. So especially if you're failing the class right now, get it done now. You're at home. You're not doing anything anyway. I know some of you have jobs. I get that. Figure it out. Let me know what I can do to help. But everything you do will only raise your grade. Okay? And then if you are passing and you come back in May, then you're going to have to keep that passing grade for the rest of the semester. So the last 3 weeks, you can't slack off because, of course, your grade could be lowered if we go back to school. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Another option you're going to be given, and I'm sure you're going to get an email about this, but not all of you are reading emails. Figured that out. You don't have to use the grades that you're earning this semester. So let's say that you have, you haven't done a whole lot. You still aren't failing, but you have like D's in all of your classes or C's and D's, and you usually get A's and B's. You can choose to do pass fail for this semester, which means the grades that you're getting now will show up on your transcript as just a pass or incomplete that then turns into an F if you don't end up doing the work, like we talked about earlier. But then that won't affect your GPA. So if you kind of had a nice GPA and then you don't want this semester's classes, you can tell your guidance counselor, hey, I want the pass-fail option. And it's all or nothing. You can't say, oh, in English I want to get my grade, but in math I want the pass. It's all pass-fail, or you get all your grades. So that's an option that you'll have. You'll have to let the counselor know what you want to do with that. All right. I think that covers all the general announcements. Make sure you check on your Google Classroom page to see when your class is having a meeting. And hopefully I see you on Tuesday. Hope you take the time to log in, even if it's just for a few minutes. Say hi to your classmates. And we'll try to do that maybe once a week or something from here on out, because I know we're all bored. My gosh, I've done nothing at the house. It's weird. You have all this extra time, but then you end up not doing anything. Some of you just want to talk. Give me a call. I'll be glad to do that. Keeping your spirits up in all of this mess is kind of scary at times and hard to do. So, all right. Well, we'll see you Tuesday. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.